the way you left the fire when you went out.
Not turf smoke, old woman. Tobacco smoke.
Tobacco smoke, who are you?
In the name of all that's dead and gone, wouldn't you take out your pipe and smoke it and not be humping yourself there like a cat stealing milk?
Such clatter.
No clatter unless it is your own. Would you give over talking and take out your pipe and not be hiding it when I come in and out of the kitchen?
Am I to be scolded night and day in my own house? Oh, 'twas a sore day for me. My son took you for a wife. A happy home we had here before you came into it. Fitter for you to be having 3 or 4 children put by you at this day of your life.
I had my fortune. It wasn't for the want of a roof over my head that I came here. I could have done better if I bided my time.
Yeah, we all know what you could have done. And the stock you came from. And the cabin you came out of where you had to drink your tea at a jumpers for want of cups. Oh, you needn't tell me about yourself. A nice bargain you were.
You have nothing else to do but talk. Saying your prayers you should be at this hour of your days, instead of cackling with your bad tongue. Where was your poor Ramadan of a son before I came here? Pulling Boddeal out of the ground with a dinnet, walking around like a half-fool with his head hanging by him. Ah, you give me the puke with your quencher. You take out that dirty doodeen of a pipe and shut your gob on it, woman. I have something else to do besides arguing with you.
I was held up after leaving the village. The front wheel of the bicycle went flat on me. And then, to crown my misfortune, didn't I get a slow puncture in the other wheel? It is the tyres that are worn. But I was lucky to meet the schoolmaster on the road. He gave me a lift as far as the end of the boat reel.
Schoolmasters and motors. And I suppose you expect me to have a hot dinner ready for you any time of the day you decide to come home.
Oh, no. We had a cookery class in the convent today. All the girls got dinner there. We fricasseed with d'artois for dessert. It was lovely.
Saints preserve us. Out working with a farmer you should be, my girl, instead of getting your head filled with high notions. You'll come to no good either, like the one that went before you.
What does she mean, Gran? The one that went before. What does she mean by that?
Has no meaning to her blather. Quenched. Bad skewer to her gone out.
She meant my mother, didn't she, Gran?
And your mother.
Well, Gran, it was my mother, wasn't it? What did she mean?
Your mother, Lord have mercy on her, was my daughter. Sure, she wouldn't dare to draw down her name. 'Tis just poison, prattle child, wind and steam. Sure, isn't she always at it? It's a disease of her system. If she didn't let it out, her mouth would break out in boils and sores all over her. And you're worse to take notice of her.
Well, Gran, all I know about my mother is that she died when I was a baby. Whenever I've asked about her, you've all put me off and told me that you didn't know or that you'd forgotten. And my father, you all say he was drowned and no more. What I want to know is, what sort of a man was he? Was he funny? Was he handsome? Why wasn't he here, by my mother's side when I was born? Or what sort of a father was he that he left her to suffer alone?
He was in England. Sure, he couldn't be here, could he, when he was there? He was drowned, poor boy, a few days after you were born. Coal mining he was, and the waters rushed in and trapped him away over in England.
What was I like when I was born? Am I like my father now? Or am I like my mother?
Questions, nothing but questions. You were a fine common lump of a babby. Sure, I remember well the night you were born. The doctor came in his new motor car from the village. I remember well the two roundy balls of fire coming along the boring. The old people swore it was the devil, but it was just the headlights of the car shining in the darkness. The devil take the tobacco they're making these days.
Oh, go on, Gran, tell me more. Tell me about my mother. She was pretty, wasn't she?
Ah, she was pretty. Too pretty. She was handsome, God rest her.
Tell me more, Gran, tell me more. You must have so many stories about my mother when she was young.
And what more is there to tell?
Just wonder you took your backside off the table where people do be eaten. Is that what you're learning at the convent? Your uncle and I work ourselves to the marrow of the bone to give you schooling. And the minute my back is turned, you're co-hackling with that old booty woman in the corner. Someday, that pipe will catch fire where you had it hidden, and you'll go up in a big ball of smoke and ashes.
Well, if I do, it would be my prayer that the wind would blow me in your direction. It would give me great satisfaction to take you with me. I'm sure you'd burn well, for you're as dry as the hubs of Hennigs. Every other woman of your age in this parish has a child of her own, and nothing to show by you.
Hold your tongue, old woman. 'Tisn't my fault I have no child. Enough that had children in their time. I have every right to this house. I paid dear for my share.
Well, I was here before you.
Ah, but you won't be here after me.
That'll be God's will, not your will.
Take your books and get to your room. Is it for ornament you think we are keeping you? I'm sure the nuns would like to hear of your conduct. What nonsense have you been filling the girl's head with? She'll be cracked as the crows if she listens to you. Wasting her time when she should be at her studies. When I was her age, in my father's house, I worked from dawn till dark to put away my fortune.
You should have stayed in your father's house. Your father, a half-starved bowcock of a beggar, with the Spanish blood running through his veins like litters of hungry greyhounds.
Be careful with your free tongue. 'Twill wither up inside your head. You mind your corner of the house, and I'll mind mine. You have great gumption for a woman with nothing.
But the calves are bawling for their milk.
Come in, Letty.
Are you alone, Vanity, or is there someone with you?
I'm as alone as I'll ever be. Come in, will you? You look like a scarecrow standing there in the doorway.
Ever sure haven't I like a scarecrow always? Matchmaking and making love between people I spend me days and no thanks for it.
You've a great air of secrecy about you, Tommy Sheep. You look like you've something to tell.
Oh, there's a frightful sting in the air this evening. There's the sign of rain to the west, God between us and all harm. He's the man of the house within or without.
He's gone to the village with a rail of bonnets.
Oh, great money in banners these days. They'll be disabled in the country yet, I tell you. There's more money in 2 banners than there is in the makings of a match, God help us.
If you think I can spend the evening listening to Boolishki, You can go the road for yourself. Now what is it that brought you? Out with it.
There is no one within earcock.
The old woman and the girl are below in the room. She can shout to the heaven for all the attention they'll pay to you. If it's after matchmaking you came by, you put pains in your feet for nothing.
Oh, Thomasine shall ruin ever blisters his feet without cause. There is someone who have a great wish for the young lady. This one they call Sive. 'Tis how we have seen her bicycle to the convent in the village. He is greatly taken with her. He do have the mouth half open when he do be talking about her. 'Tis the sign of love, woman.
Are you by any chance taking a leave of your senses, Boogle? Or what is she but a schoolgirl? And illegitimate to crown all? She has no knowledge of her father, and her mother is dead with the shame out of her for the most of 20 years.
Illegitimate. There is fierce bond to the word, and great length to it too. Whatever she is, she has the makings of a woman.
Ramesh, you have great talk.
And she have one thing we'll never see any more of, God help us. She have the youth, and the figure and the face to stand over it. And 'tis the youth blast through that the old men do be after. 'Tis the hate before death that plays upon them.
Old men? What are you saying about old men?
Hush, woman, you tell the whole parish. What matter if the girl be what she is? If she had the black face and the hooves of a pony. The man I speak of is greatly taken with her. 'Tis how he will buy, sell and lose all to have her. He have the wish for the girl.
Who has the wish for her?
No quibble between the pair of us, Mina. John Doherty is the man.
John Doherty!
Hold your bolt. Take heed of what I say. He have the grass and 20 cows. He have the fat cattle besides. And he have the hold of the money.
He's as old as the hills.
But he's a hardy thief. With the mad mind for the women running through him like a tether and no cure for it. So what matter if he's as grey as the goat? There's many a young man, a year after marriage, losing his heart for the lovemaking. This man have the temper. He would swim the Shannon for a young wife. He would spoil her, I tell you. There is great reward for all concerned. Don't be hasty now to be sorry later.
You're like all the matchmakers. Make a rose out of a nettle to make a bargain.
He have the house to himself. Nothing to be done by her, only walk in and take charge. He have a servant boy and a servant girl. Straight water in the backyard and a pony and trap for going to the village.
John Doherty. Ah, she'll scorn him. The girl hasn't a brown penny to her name.
No money is wanted, I tell you. 'Tis how he will give money to have her.
He will give money. Ah, now the devil isn't your master for the red lies. That's the first time I ever heard of a farmer giving money instead of wanting it. What we hear next?
'Tis the age and blood in the teeth. 'Tis an old story, girl. The old man and the young woman. Once they get the tether this way, there is no holding them. It's the longer he's been stored away these years past.
And you say he will give money for her?
That my right hand will drop off if you won't. 200 sovereigns for you if the girl will consent.
Ah, and what is for you? It isn't out of the goodness of your heart that you're playing your hand.
And there'll be £100 in it for me.
£200. She'll scorn him. She has high notions.
Aye. It won't come easy. But high notions or no not high notions, you're the one that can do it. Isn't she a boy child? Tell her you'll bell rag her through the parish if she goes against you. Tell her you'll hunt the old woman into the county home. Keep the picture of 200 sovereigns in your fist. Think of the large bundle of notes at the shelter of your bosom. Isn't every day of the week £200 will come your way?
The girl is flighty like a colt. Threats might only make her worse.
But be silky then, be canny. Take her gentle. Let it out to her by degrees. You could draw down the man's name first by way of no harm. You could mention the fine place he have. You could say he would be for the grave within a year or two and that she could pick and choose from the books in the parish when he's gone.
She'll cock her nose at him. 'Tis all love and romance in these days, without a thought for comfort and security. She'll do no better for all her airs and graces. Look at the match I made. 4 cows on the side of a mountain and a few acres of bog.
Remember, there's 200 sovereigns staring you in the face if you'll do your duty by Sean Daughter.
The old woman would be against it. She has the charming of the girl in her hands. As thick as thieves, the pair of them.
Take it gentle, step by step. Show her the chances she will have, the fine clothes, the envy of the neighbours. The house is like a bishop's palace. Paper on every wall, and the pot under every bed by all accounts. She'll have the life of a queen.
I would be rid of her. And £200 into the bargain.
There's a chance we'll not pass away again.
Will you take the old woman too, do you think?
You know that man you have. How long has Sean Doherty in the world? How many years have he spent trawling the countryside looking for a young woman?
Will he take the old woman or won't he?
He will take anything I tell you if you will get Sive.
Oh, that would be a great day to this house. Years I have suffered with the pair of them. Always full of hate for me. I would give my right hand to get that old hag out of my way.
You have no life, God help us with the worry of them.
Why should that young rip be sent to the convent every day? Good money going on her, because her fool of a mother begged on her deathbed to educate her.
Oh, 'tis a mortal sin.
'Tis worse. 'Tis against nature. Oh, she'll have her eyes opened.
I often wonder how you put up with a pair of them.
I won't suffer long more.
Oh, I knew my woman from the start. You have to go to the core of the apple to come by the seed.
Himself? What did he say?
Sure, ain't she in the one bed sleeping? You don't come around him easy. You'll have your talk. You weren't born a fool, Mina. I know what it is like in the long, long hours of the night. I know what it is like to be alone in the house when the only word you will hear is a sigh. Sigh of the fire dying in the heart, and no human word to comfort you. I am a single man. I know what a man have to do when you have no woman to lie down beside him. You have to drink hard or walk under the dark sky when every other eye around him is closed in sleep. With you there is a difference. You have the man. You have the husband. Sleeping or waking, you have him in the flesh and bone. Make sure there is one will between you. Keep the picture of 200 sovereigns in your mind.
Easy said.
There is the money to think of. No sign of rail and car. Listen, I will call by this evening with my man as if we were passing just by chance. Pretend nothing.
What is all the fooster for? Is it how the hinges of the door is worn? Or must you make noise everywhere you go with the bitterness that's in you? The top of the tank for her ladyship?
Would you see the girl go hungry? I know you, Thomasine Chandler. It's no good that has you a visit in this house this day of the week. Sure, the mean snap is in you, and all that went before you. You'd sell your soul to the devil for a drink of buttermilk.
Hag. Consumptive old hag. See and breed of consumptive old hags. Marry that young one and be rid of that old devil.
Oh, there's the axle of a car on the road. It is himself coming from the village. Clear away with you. Tonight, mind. I'll come by himself in my own time. He has a great love for the few pounds.
I'll have my man here by nightfall. Good night. Aye.
Today,
What have you in the skillet?
how much money did you make?
£26 and 10 shillings. I gave a crown, look.
How much for the single bonnet?
Just together I sold them.
A great day's hire. Will it last?
'Twill last. Makes a great change from begging and scraping with our craws only half filled. You should have seen the shopkeepers in the village today. Like singing birds they were, calling out our names when we passed by with our loads. I mind a day not so long past when they had us by the throat. They wouldn't give the half sack of flour without money down. Well, the boot is on the other foot now, with turf the way it is, and pigs and calves fetching the high price. It does the heart good to see the shopkeepers scraping and bowing. Money is the best friend a man ever had.
We will mind whatever penny we make.
You may say we'll mind it. Well, what have you to eat, woman?
The spuds are wild. I'll make a muller of onion dip. Sit down, Tom. There is something I have to say to you.
Yes. What is it?
It is about Sive.
Sive? What is it about Sive?
How will I start to tell you? There is an account of a match for Sive.
For Sive? A match? Are you going simple, woman? There's no sense or meaning to you. Sive is only a girl. She's still going to school.
She's old enough. The grass of 20 cows, farm free of debt, money rotting there.
She has no fortune. What farmer of that size would take her with no money?
He'd be glad to have her money, you know. Think of 20 milch cows and security for the rest of her days.
Sive is different. She has the book learning. She'll turn her deaf ear to matchmaking. Oh, I'm her uncle. When my sister died, I gave my word that I would stand by her. The girl has no father. I have responsibility.
Was it your fault, I ask you, that your sister died? Was it your fault she gave birth to the girl, or was too free with the name?
Easy, girl. Easy. She was young in the ways of the world, and she paid dearly for her folly, God help us. She dressed a thorny bed for herself. When you look at how old the world to be, and how they used to be so foolish in it.
Now you listen to me. That girl was born in want of wedlock. That much is known from one end of the parish to the other. What better can she do when the chance of comfort is calling to her? Take stock of yourself, man. What better can she do? There's a farm waiting her, with servants to tend her, so her hands will stay soft and clean, where the poor women of these parishes will be up to their eyes in cow dung and puddle. What better can she do with the slur and the doubt hanging over her?
I don't know, woman. I don't know what is best.
You know as well as I do that what I say is best for the girl.
Maybe so. Maybe so. But who is this man who would marry with no money and he having that fine vein of cows? Well,
Sean Dota from the foot of the hill.
Sean Dota!
A respectable man with a good bit put away by him. And it means we will be rid of your mother too. So you will take her for company.
Never! Never! Not even if the sun, moon and the stars rain down out of the heavens and split the ground under my feet. Never! It will not come to pass while I have the pulse of life in me. What devil has gotten into you that you should even think of such a thing? Even when I was a boy, Sean Dota was a man. It is the grave he should be thinking of. What young girl would look a second time at him, a worn, exhausted little orgadon of a man?
You sit down and hear me out. We will be rid of your mother. We'd have the house to ourselves with her gone as well.
Never. Not even if the Son of God walked the roads of the earth again. She will not darken the door of his house.
Sit down, man. You will take flight.
Sit. Sit, is it? Sit to give ear to the greatest nonsense in the four walls of the world. You can't be in your right mind.
There is £200 for us if there's to be a marriage. Think of the start it would give us. How many times would you bend your back to make it? Years we've been scraping. You said it yourself. And Sive will be well off, and we will be rid of your mother and her taunting.
No. No. 1,000,000 times no. You would sleep with me for the rest of my days. It would be like throwing the white flower of the Canavan onto the manure heap. Will you think of it, woman? Think of what it is. Sive and that old corpse of a man, Sean Dota.
You sit down and be said by me.
I will not sit. I'm going out.
You are going out. Well, if you're going out, I'm going out with you.
There is a finished girl to our talk. Let me be by myself. I have a wish to be by myself. Let me be.
Go away with you. Go away. Go away, man of straw.
I am no man of straw! Will you not let me be with myself?
Mike! Mike!
We never saw such emotion. First saw Tamashine Sean Ruhr, the matchmaker, sneak away over the mountain from his house. Next saw Mike hurrying out here, and the devil were after him. And last saw Mina running out after Mike, calling his name. What's going on at all? Have they all gone mad?
You better be careful. If you're caught here, there'll be trouble. Mike Glavin has no love for you or any of yours, Liam.
On the call only on shoulders, nobody can get beside me yourself. I was up the road to make a door for Seamus Donald. Where is she?
Where is who?
Come on, you old schemer. You know what I mean.
Sive, Liam's go busy here.
Liam. What brought you?
I was passing by, just going on the road of business.
You'll be caught. Where's Mina? My Uncle Mike. He'll have a fit, Liam.
Now be careful, Reggie, and keep a watch. It's a thing that if you're caught together, there'll be no more peace in this house.
You did, Steve, that's nice.
If I can. But if I don't come when I say don't wait.
I'll wait till the crack of dawn anyway.
Be careful. Uncle Mike hates you.
What harm if he does? He might as well hate me as anybody.
I wonder what Mina and my Uncle Mike are doing down in the bog.
Who knows? I saw Tamashine and Sean Ruhr, the matchmaker, leaving here too a while back.
Tamashine Sean Ruhr. What did that devil want?
Something good, I'll warrant. Imagine making a marriage between two people who never even saw each other before.
Horrible.
You say it's necessary in country places.
It's horrible, Liam. Would you marry someone you had never met before?
I'd marry nobody but you, Sive. I love you. How can I marry anybody but you?
You better go. If we're found together.
I'll wait tonight till you come.
Okay. If I don't come at the time, don't wait. It's cold and lonely waiting in the dark.
It's cold and lonely too, at home.
Listen, if I don't come tonight, I'll meet you on the road coming from school tomorrow.
Try to come if you can.
What is this? What's this? What are you doing in my house, Liam School? How dare one of your breed cross my door in?
He was passing by.
He was passing by. He was. Like a rat when he saw the nest empty. He came stealing and sneaking when we were outside.
He was not sneaking and he was not stealing.
Go to your room. Go on.
No blame to Sive.
I know your breed, Scoob, and what you are, and I know what you're looking for.
There's no need to sound so dirty about it.
I know what you're after.
I make no denial about it. I'm after Sive.
I know well what you're after.
But you know one thing and I know another. I say I'm after Sive and nothing more than that. I love her.
You love her. Like your snake of a cousin loved her mother, Marianne, fooled her likewise. Like your snake of a cousin tricked her mother with the promise of marriage and left her a child with no name.
I know who Sive's father is. It's no fault of mine.
It's the fault of your cousin and you're all the one breed.
You know as well as I do that he would have married her. You know he went across to England to make a home for her before he was drowned. He never knew she was a child when he left.
Oh, you bring your tale well, don't you? Quick words and book learning like all belonging to you. Like your bloody cousin.
He's eyes, didn't he? What more do you want?
I want that you should leave here and keep away from Sive. I want that you should never set eyes on her again, or you will pay as dearly as your cousin paid, maybe.
You will not command the lives and happiness of two people who love each other.
I will not command! The cheek! Get out of here, you upstart! Go on!
We shall see.
Get out of here, you tar, you! Mina! Mina!
Dogs are barking at the end of the Bovereen. Someone is coming the road. Who is out?
I'm seeing Sean Rowan and Sean Dora from the foot of the hill. Want a bit of ram in me yard?
Ah, come in, Lecce.
God bless all here. There's a cold out there tonight would peel the skin from your back. Away in from the cold, Sean Cree. There's a black wind coming round the shoulder of the mountain with fangs in it like the tooth of a boar.
You're welcome here, Sean Dota. Would you sit up by the fire and let the heat draw the cold from your bones?
Oh, no thanks, Mrs. Clavin. I sit here by the dresser. I'd not like to come in the way of anyone.
And sure the heat don't agree with him. He'd sooner a cold corner out of the way. You have a very easy going manner with him, that man have. You have the health of a spring salmon. As you wouldn't like to meet him, he's so nice. God, you're a great hand at the mending there, my boy. 'Tis a joy to watch you with a needle. There must be a drop of the copper's blood in you.
Maybe they might have mine for some tea.
The kettle is very nearby.
Sure, we're only just at the rising from the table. It would be a waste. Thank you so much.
Well, it's there in plenty if you have a mind for it.
Ah, sure, too good you are to put yourself out for us, woman. Ah, the book learning is a wonderful thing. Many's the time I've regrets for the idleness of my youth. What a late curate I would make, or a canon maybe in time, with the shoes shining by me night and day. It's a wise man puts himself out for the learning. And what is it you have in the book there before you?
Poetry and verses.
Poetry? God help us. Sure, 'tis far from the poetry book I was read. I have a little verse now, out of the end of a poem that I heard a tinker woman reciting the years back. The way it goes, the sweetest apple is the soonest rotten, and the hottest love is the soonest cold, and a young man's vows are soon forgotten. The way a young man don't make so bold.
Do you have liking for the versifying, Sean?
Oh, divil a bit, Mike. I've nothing against the poets, mind you, but they are full of roguery, and they have the bad tongue on top of it. The thieves, oh, the scoundrels.
Oh, I'd say you have great verses by you, Sean, a man of your gentlemanly nature.
Sure, he's as wise as a book, as deep as a well, as sharp as a side. So there's no knowing the verses that man have.
Would you give us a run out of one of them? I'd say it is the best that ever was heard.
Begone now, I say a verse for the girl. It was from my grandfather I brought it. A very tasty handful too it is. Shawnee in Easter did I dumb, stole the pretty from his mum. He was caught and he was hung. He was buried in the dung. When the dung was piking out, he was hopping like a trout. When the dung was piking in, he was hopping like a hen.
Isn't he the devil's own?
Sure, you have the humour all over him.
It was lively, Faye.
Silent child. It was a small journey for you. There was a favour. Didn't the rats of the rail burst with the weight of the turf? Would you by any chance go to the end of the Bovereen to Seamus Donald's cottage and ask him for a lend of a rail for the morning? He's working in the quarry himself, and sure, he'll have no need for it.
I'll go.
She has a great air for obliging. She'll spur on her heel for whatever she is apt to be of help.
To be called for at the dawn, and to say that the rail was burst with the weight of the turf.
And thank him for the use of it.
Well now, it is a strange thing, but I'll be going home the shortcut across the mountain. 'Twas only to keep me company on the road that Sean came as far as this with me. So it would be nice for the girl to have a bit of company down the road as far as the Bowereen. And sure, it would be nice company for himself too. Actually, a young heart is a great companion on the road.
But there's no need for Mr. Joseph to come with me. I know the road well enough from walking it every day.
Oh, sure, of course you do. And sure, who would know it better? But think of the dark girl, and the puka, and the man red eyes of him like coals of fire lighting in his face. You'd never know what you'd meet on the back road. And there's a mad moon out tonight, and the stars are out of the rain, roaring and screeching at one another.
I'll be as far ashamed of going as with her. There will no one cross her path with Sean daughter walking by her side.
I am not afraid of the dark or the puka.
So you'd be like a hare on the road with a tiny little white video.
It's as well to be gone. I have a notion now of buying a motoring car. It's all the fashion these days. Very saving on the feet. And by all accounts, the women do be driving them too. Good night all, and God bless.
Good night, Sean.
Good night now, and God bless. The seed is sown, the flower will blossom.
Now the old woman mustn't know. The girl will know in good time. It'll come over her like a summer tide.
I can't follow with you. If there was less between them in the years, it would be a great day's work. So I will never take with him. It's too much to ask of her.
Are you forgetting the money? There's a soft bone somewhere in your head, man. Are you forgetting this evening? And Liam's school?
I know. So look, the money is a great temptation, but there's wrong in it from head to heel. Sive is young, with a brain by her. She'll be dreaming of love with a young man. 'Tis the way the young girls do be.
Will you listen to him? Love. What in the name of God do the likes of us know about love? Did you ever hear the word love on his lips? Ah, you did not, girl. Do we ever sing you the love songs at the far out part of the night when the two of ye be alone? No. It's owner stick his head in a plate of mate and cabbage or rub the back of a fattened pig and whisper a bit of fondness for you? Do we ever come into you from the bog and wrap his arms around you and give you a big small harnock of a kiss? Say that the length of the day was like a length of 1,000,000 years when I was parted from you? Would you ever say that he brought you a gift of a brooch or a bit of finery? No. More like a few pence worth of musty sweets if the drink made you foolish enough on a fair day. And to hear you blathering about love, so the poor woman would be out of her mind if you put your arm around her on the public road.
We're no one to talk.
Oh, I make no boast. What I say is, what business have the likes of us with love? So isn't it enough to try and find the bite to eat? Anyway, so when I was a young lad 30 years ago, my father, God rest him, put an end to my bit of love.
You had love.
I had a wish for a woman from the far side of the mountain, butcher. What was the point when I had no place to take her? There was a frightful quorum of us in my father's house and only a skew of spuds on the floor to fill us. I had 2 pigs fattening. My father was a stump of a fool of an idiot who took his own life by his own hand. He hung himself from a tree near the house. I swear to you, he wouldn't have hanged himself only for he knew that my 2 pigs would pay for his breaking his funeral. It was the meanness in his heart, but he knew that I had my heart set on marriage.
What a lonesome story you have for us.
Not so lonesome now. There's a widow woman with a small place the far side of the parish. £100 would see me settled in with her.
Oh, she'll be blessed by you. Will you give her the rub behind the ear? Will you buy her brooches and clothes? I'd like to see it.
Give over. There is this young school who have a heart for the girl. He will be coming in here with fine words, looking like a gentleman, with his collar and his tie and his pole plastered with hair oil. I've seen him after the day's work, looking like a play actor.
There's no fear of him.
He was in this house this evening.
You miss nothing.
You'll have him coming in here proposing next. And it might interest you to know that she has been seen on at least one occasion ducking out of hair after you were gone to bed to go and meet with school.
This is more serious than I thought, and it will have to stop. I don't want her going the same road as her mother.
The old woman must know about it and never told us. And she might even be encouraging Sive in this. Well, there's one way to put a stop to that. That's to move Sive to the west room where I can keep my eye on her. And her only way of coming and going will be through our bedroom.
That alone won't be enough. And she still meet with school when she's going and coming to school. So, she must finish with her schooling. You can say you're no longer able to do all the work yourself.
There's no fear of him, I tell you.
You're right. There is no fear of Liam Scoob. He'll keep far away from here. But you'll have a hard job at Sive.
Oh, will you listen to him? You're not shailing again. Wouldn't you have the good word anyway? Wouldn't you? You'd swear to hear you talk we were rogues and thieves. What are we trying to do only making on a shilling? Tisn't going round stealing the dead out of their graves we are. Would be a bad day for us now if we robbed a widow woman or stole the poor box out of the chapel. So what are we doing only trying to bring two people together in wedlock it is?
When will he give the money?
John Donne is only half a fool, not the full of a fool. On the night of the wedding, on the word of the man, if there is one. I have the night wasted in talking with you. The cocks will be crowing by the time I get home. A word of warning. Watch the old hag up there. She'll have to make it the trouble. Good night.
What do you need tea for you?
Tea is scarce enough without wasting it at this hour of the night. Well, I've an early start tomorrow and a hard day ahead of me. I think I'll go to bed.
Will you not wait up for Sive?
She'll be all right. So what can harm her? No heart somehow for looking her in the face.
I think I could sleep myself.
Would my mother have mind taking for some tea?
No fear of her. Sure, hasn't she her pipe?
To this hour of the night.
Down the road by Seamus Donald's looking for the loan of a rail for Uncle Mike. That old man, Sean Daughter.
Sean Daughter.
He was on the road down with me. When we passed by the Cougar down by Donald's, he made a drive at me. He nearly tore the coat off me. I ran into Donald's kitchen, but he made no attempt to follow. Oh, the way he laughs, like an old sick thing. What's the meaning of it all, Gran?
Oh, 'tis the nature of the man, child, nothing more. You'll find that men are like that. Sure, being old doesn't change them.
I never expected it. He frightened the life out of me. You know, Gran, I think it was a plan by them. But it's so hard to believe.
It does have the appearance of a plan. Do you know what I'm thinking? There are strange doings going on between Mina and Thomasine Boy.
Are you to be up all night gossiping? Beast and oil you are. Good thing for the nuns to hear about. Go away with you. Go away! pot ready? Is the hearing going by you as well as everything else? Or is it just how you're trying to rise the temper in me?
Easy enough to do that. Sure, the pot is as hot as it ever will be.
Then why wouldn't you say so? Sitting there in the way of everyone.
Just make your bread, woman. It's hard enough to eat it without having to watch you bake it as well.
The back of me hand to you for an old hag. There is no good in you. Alluding and criticising always. Children bring nothing but misfortune. Didn't you see your own? The good end they came to. The gall of you, condemning me for my lack of child. Keep an eye on the bread. I'm going out to give hay to the cows.
Are you sure it is the cows you're going to see? Not making mischief you're going?
And what is behind that?
Well enough you know what's behind it.
Come out with what you have to say. And don't be going around like a salmon in a pool.
The fine words.
Is it that you're so twisted inside you that you have to have the double meaning the whole time?
I have whatever meaning I like.
Not when you're meaning me will you have strange meanings. Now come out with what you have to say.
Put your heart wither up inside your breast. Oh, you know well what I mean. What is the secrecy between you and Thomasine Shawbrewer? What has that old fool visiting here day in, day out? Would you have the gall to answer me?
And what has it to do with you?
'Tis my granddaughter that is concerned.
Your granddaughter. And do you know, old woman, who her father is? Maybe you will tell. Give me from her heart she should be the fine match I'm making for her. Putting myself out to place her in a gentleman's house.
Suit yourself you are like you always did.
Go to hell! Come in, Letty.
Is there no door in the last house you were in?
Deaf ear is the only cure for your ailments. We'll be having company shortly, I'm thinking.
Who is that?
Father and son, but brothers likewise, since the pair of them are sons of the devil.
Who is on the road?
Pat's Bawcock and his son Cartelon, two robbers who have no liking for me or any of mine.
They are decent, poor people, with no home of their own. Sure, they are good friends when needed.
You know your own. I know them as rogues. They would sooner cut my gab because I have a great call at the matchmaking.
I'd be proud to own them. Should they've been visiting here for many a year.
With their hands out and their mouths open by them. Nothing more and nothing less than beggars.
They are the people of the road. Travelling people. Sure, they're above the class beggar.
Oh, my pardon, your time is always in the van. With days in house to woman and girl. They will stuff be at your wake, baker's bread and curly cake, and a plenty on your table laid and stew.
Tis not easy, eh, girl, to kill you. You've the appearance of a small one, a young one. I do be praying for you in me prayers whenever I do take the notion to kneel. And God bless you, Bannon T, with your fine appearance and your good name for generosity.
Oh, you're better off, Pats, without the paw of the devil to burn your palm.
What is it you want?
Oh, no more than a dollar and a sugar and a dusty and a tea. We have the caravan park beyond the Steam Road. Liam Scoob, a decent man, he gave us the side of a loaf. Now we have our own accoutrements, but if there's the giving of some tea and some sugar, we'll thank the hand that gives it. And if not, maybe there's the giving of a silver piece. Is there anything
everything from Thomasine Shaw and Rue the mountain, making it plenty he is.
So where would the likes of me come by silver money? So there's half the country looking for men to work below in the bogs. Why should a man beg when there's work before and after him?
There's no luck in refusing a man of the road.
Cartlon! Your best, your mighty best.
May the snails bear his corpse, and the rains do him worse. May the devil sweep the hairy creature soon. He's as greedy as a sow, as a crow behind a plough. That black man from the mountain, Johnny Rowan.
I give you your grain of tea and sugar out of respect to your singing.
You will give nothing. Is it how you think the tea and sugar are made by wishing?
And that's right. Give nothing. Give nothing. The smart men of the roads. Going around criticising decent men and women. Tea and sugar, how are you? Will you look at the statements? Short-legged and a half-fool. Two of the one words going frightening half the country. Go all the way home, you smelly cannibals, and don't be disgusting respectable people!
Cartlon! Your best, your almighty best.
On the road from Abbeyfield, sure I met a man with meal. Come here to see and pass your idle time. On me he made quite bold, saying young will wed the old, and the old man had the money for the child.
You brought your story well. Now come out with what you have to say, and don't be hiding behind the words of a half-fool.
Well, 'tis the talk of the country that Sean daughter the farmer is to marry a young girl from this house. If the tales be true, her name besides. Now, the share's a very strange match that a young girl at the start of her life should marry an old man at the end of his. They say he is struggling to keep the spark alive with him. They say she is the flower of the parish.
How dare you cast your aspersions under this roof?
But 'tis only what the people are saying. If the tales be true, to say he is the man that brought him out, that he is the man that will score well out of it. 'Tis only what the people are saying. It's the common word everywhere, you see, you take me.
And what is it to them or to you either how we conduct ourselves? She is matching well for herself. Is it the first time a girl should marry a man older than her? She is doing well.
'Tis nobody saying otherwise.
It's the devil's work. That's what it is.
Well, we will come calling the night of the wedding.
Well, there'll be nothing here for you.
Well, we will come calling all the same, welcome or not.
And there'll always be a welcome here for Pat's Bocock.
Oh, but 'tis the changing of the times.
There'll be a change when the likes of you two do a decent day's work. In the jail you should be put, you brace of dirty beggars!
I'm listening to you, Thomasine Shaw and Rue, and I'm watching you, and I'm telling you what you are. You're the bladder of a pig, the snout of a sow, the leavings of a hound. You're the sting of a wasp. May you die rotten. Cartlon, your best, your almighty best.
Snails bear his corpse, and the rains do him worse. May the devil sweep the hairy creature soon. He's as greedy as a sow, as a crow behind a plough. That black man from the mountain, Johnny Rowan.
Who's been spreading my private affairs across the countryside? You are a lone woman, with your husband feeding worms in a trench. You have great gumption, with no one left to back you.
Go on, you wretch. Answer the man. Where has your stiffness gone to?
With the county home, staring you in the face.
Dependent upon people who work and scrape to make ends meet.
Ye
Go
had
on! Say it, you old hag! Ha! You say nothing now. Face the end of your days, old woman.
Ye had little to say, either of you, when the composing was going on. Sure, when my son comes back, I will tell him how you were at me.
Little your son cares about you. Small thanks you give for the freedom you have here. Would it not enter your head, old woman, that there's many an owl hag your age walking the roads without a roof above them or a bed beneath?
But sure, the county home was full to the likes of her. You'll see them sticking their head out of the windows, watching the visitors coming and going, and they hoping that someone is coming to take them away out of it. 'Tis the sport of Cork to see the way they do be haggling over a few potatoes and a fork full of meat. But the worst of all, God pity us, is they stop the old women a smoking. There was an old woman from the far side of the mountain, went out of her mind after 3 days. She could be heard screeching in the other world. They put sacking over her mouth, but sure that was no good but as little. She started scraping herself till the flesh hung from her in gibbles, and the blood was coursing down her in streams. 'Twas a madness for the pipe, you see. She was a terrible sight when she died, and not a Christian in the world of her own people there to say a prayer for her. Some people do not know when they are well off.
She will change.
She have the appearance of one that won't.
She'll change. It's bad enough she's a burden without becoming a curse altogether.
Walking the road you should be, like the rest of your equals.
Go on and walk the roads, old woman. Where is the independent woman we had in her? Go on. You've a mind for it. Put your bag on your back and go begging from door to door. Will she go, do you think? Will she? Go. Nor go. What a fool she would be to leave her warm fire with her pipe handy by her, and her good table with her 3 rounds of diet every day.
There is a hatchery of sin in this house.
No more of your sharp answers, you wretch! You sit there day in, day out. You would have a puss by you like a child in the cradle, feeding yourself up on the fruits of our labours. Take it all as if you were born to it, like the queen of the land.
Oh, like a child in the cradle.
Is it my fault your son is a tired gummerel of a man?
Look, a clucking hen won't hatch.
I will strike you. I will take the head from your shoulders.
You're after upsetting her. Look what you're after doing. You'll answer for your evil soul.
She'll burn. She'll burn the day she gets over life.
Don't be going there. Don't be going there.
I'll say it again. There is a hatchery of sin in this house.
Leave her be. The mind for the fight is gone from her. You see the old cock salmon that do be hiding in the deep hole in the river. They will be firing stones and making plans for its capture. They will be using poison and making the use of nets. But they might as well be idle. 'Tis the age will do the trick. Age is a killing thief. Age is a boy that won't stand no nonsense. He have a grip like a double knot. The old woman is tiring.
When will he give the money?
On the morning of the wedding, if there is a wedding, not before. Is there any word out of the girl?
What is the need for that?
It would put my mind more at ease.
Well, you can rest your mind. She will marry Sean daughter, and that will be the end of it.
It is nice to hear the good word. Still, I'll not rest easy until he have the halt her.
That sign coming now. Hear the time of day, no more. Be away. 'Tis work for a woman now.
What about,
She'll dance to my tune. Easy.
Ain't you schooling over with you for today?
The wheel of the bicycle went flat again. I had to walk from beyond the cross.
I'll have to be going.
Goodbye to you, Thomas.
Someone will be down at the door now before we know it very shortly. Goodbye now and God bless.
Goodbye to you, Thomas Sheehan.
I'll be seeing you before we're older.
We will be here.
The roofs of the bicycle are full of holes.
He must do something about it for sure. I'll have himself be on the lookout for a new pair of shoes when he's down in the village. Well, I wet him out full of tea for you before the dinner. There's a piece of sweet cake I have put away. You must be tired from your day.
No. Don't bother with the tea. I'll wait until the dinner.
A cup of milk, so. Must be an ease for you to get away from the nuns and the books. But we won't have too much more of school now. Any of the girls in the parish give their right hand for the chance that's before you. But don't think of it now. Think of the handling of thousands and the fine clothes and perfumery. Think of the hundreds of pounds in creamery checks that will come in the door to you. The servant boy and the servant girl falling over you for fear you might dirty your hands with work.
You don't know.
Sit down and rest yourself. You could have your grandmother with you. Think of the joy it would give the poor woman to have the run of such a fine house. And to see you settled there. And sure, what matter if he's a couple of years older than you? Sure, won't we all be old in a handful of short years? I would give my right hand to be in your shoes.
Please, you don't know what you're saying. How could you ask me to do such a thing?
Now tomorrow, himself will go to the convent and tell the Reverend Mother you won't be going in anymore. Not would a grown-up woman like you want to be spending her days in the middle of children.
I could never live with that old man. Fancy the thought of waking in the light of day and seeing him with the small head of him. Oh my God, no! No, I could not even dream of it.
Nonsense, child. Have sense for yourself. I know what you are going into. Do you think I would not gainsay him if it wasn't the best thing for you? Sit down now and drink your milk. Picture yourself off to the chapel every Sunday in your motor car, and you giving the odd look out the window to the poor unshots with their donkey and carts and their faces yellow with the dirt by them. And you thank God that you won't be for the rest of your days working for the bare bite and sup like the poor women of these parts.
Imagine what the girls at school would say. Imagine going to a dance with him or up the chapel with him.
All I know is that you will be independent. You will have no enemy when you have the name of money.
I don't know what to think or to say. I do not want to give offence. But I will never marry that man. I will not marry at all.
You will change. You will change when you think about the misery you are leaving. When you think of the way you were born.
Surely you don't remember when I was born. Nobody ever told me about my father or my mother or what sort of people they were.
I will tell the tale. Himself could never bring himself to say it. You'd think it was a blemish that should be hidden. And sure, what was it only the work of nature? Your mother, God grant her a bride in heaven, was a fine eye of a girl. Her father, if he is still alive, has never made himself known. Your grandmother, for all your talking and whispering behind my back, was never the one to come out with the truth.
But my father, wasn't he drowned in England?
Your father was never a father, God forgive him. He straightened his sails and disappeared like the mist of a May morning. 'Tis no wonder your mother died of the shame of it. No blame, Marie. No blame to what is mortal. You is it how two people will stay apart forever with the blood making a flood in their veins? The sound of fiddle making airy hornpipes. The light of the moon on the pale face of a river. The whispered word. The meeting of soft arms and strong arms.
I thought you said you'd tell me about my father.
I'm telling you, your father was nothing. He was no father. He has no name. You have no name. You will have no name until you take a husband. Do you see the hungry greyhound and the mongrel dog? Well, it is the same way with a man. It is no more than the hunger. It's about time you were told, my girl. You are a boy child. A common boy child. A bastard! You will sleep with that old woman no longer. There'll be no more school for you. School is for schoolmasters and children. Every woman will come to an age when she'll have a mind for a room of her own. I mind when I was a child, when I was a woman, there were 4 sisters of us in the one room. There wasn't a corner of a bed we could call our own. We'd sit into the night, talking and thieving, and wondering where the next halfpenny would come from. And wondering would it ever come to our chance to meet a man that we might be going with and maybe make a husband out of. We would kill. We would fire embers of fire at the devil himself to meet a man. Any man who would show us a room of our own for all his time in the world. Take no notice of a man who has nothing to show for himself. Who'll be full of ramish and blather. Who'll put on wings on old cows for you, but will have no bed to make a marriage bed for you. Take note of a man with a bit of property. He will keep the good word for you, for he has the keeping of words. Now go to your room and think about what I said. Devon's old gall coming here, leave scoop. Lucky for you, Mike is away.
I don't give a half of the Bornox for mine, or for you either. I've come here to see Sive,
And what do you want Sive for?
to have a talk with her.
Will you put a journey on yourself for nothing? Sive isn't here.
How's her bike is up against the wall of the house?
Are you telling me she's here? Are you making a liar out of me in my own house?
I didn't call you a liar. I thought you only might make a mistake.
Same thing, isn't it? Didn't I tell you she wasn't here?
Well, there's no armed way for here, so I won't be in the way.
You are not wanted here. If Mike comes back, there'll be war. You have no business in this house. Now clear away on the road with you and don't be vexing me.
I've no wish to make an enemy out of you. I'll wait till she comes.
Will you have your own way in all things? Will you be coming into people's houses making trouble? Off on the road, or I'll take the tongs to you.
I love her.
You love her. You do. You love her. You gobble. Look at what's before you. And don't blame me because he wouldn't go for me.
I see him.
I mean no harm, like lad. To you or your wife.
What do you want, Scoop?
I came here to see Sive.
Sive, is it? You came to see Sive, Faith, of all ones. And what do you want to see her for?
To have a talk with her.
No, you'll have no talk with her.
Only for a moment.
She's under my care. You'll have to talk with me.
I know you won't heed me, but I was told Sive's getting married.
And who told you that?
2 tinkers, Cardalon and Pat Spocock. They were singing a song. Just these 3 that knew us.
Now for sure you're a fool when you pay attention to the grunting of pigs.
They make sense in their own way.
That is nonsense.
If it is nonsense so, tell me why is Thomasine Sean Rua, the matchmaker, come here every day and often, twice in the day,
He has his own business with me. You're like a magistrate with your foxy digs at us.
Alright, so, but what is the reason for another thing?
What other thing?
The old man, Sean Doughton, the farmer. He's coming here every day now too.
Is he now? And tell me, what do you make out of it all?
I've heard him talking to himself on the road.
Talking to himself, will you tell us?
I've heard him.
And what does he be saying?
Things about Sive, and how he'll warm her before she's much older. A lot of other things too, but most of them not fit to mention again.
So what have he done? What business is it of yours?
I know he'll marry Sive.
Yet you're getting farther from sense with every word.
Isn't that what I told him?
It's hard to believe it could be true.
Oh, there's no truth to it at all, man.
For goodness sake, will the two of you stop treating me like a child? The whole parish knows what's going on. It's a talk at every crossroad decides matchmaking with the old man. In the village, the public houses are full of the mockery of it.
I'm coming to the last son with you, Scoob. You better be clearing on out of here before I be tempted to take a weapon in my hands. Go on, or I'll take the whip to you.
And I the tongs. I'll put streaks on you worse than a radish stick.
In the honour of God, I beseech you to forget about violence. I tell you I want no trouble. If I'm upset you, I'm sorry. But surely if ye know God, you must think of this terrible option. Ye know the day will dawn for all of us when account must be given. Do not think of me. I promise I'll leave these parts and lives a woman. I swear to my dead mother. But do not give her to that rotten old man with his gloved knives and trembling hands.
Enough, Scoob. Just go.
Wasn't it one of your breed that blackened her mother's name? Oh, the cheek of you. You upstart out of the gutter.
Think, woman, I beg of you. Think, my Glavin. Forget about yourselves, see, with good eyes instead of greedy ones. Have you knowledge of the crucified Son of God? Are you forgetting him who died on Calvary? Are you forgetting the sorrow and terrible sadness of his bloody face? He looks at you now. Will you stand there and watch the thorns go deep into his helpless body?
Get away out of that. Get away!
Nothing in heaven or hell can do to see wrong.
I will open you. I will open you if you vex me more.
Don't! You will live to remember this night.
What is wrong with you now?
Nothing.
You'll get a stir in yourself. You've a priest to see.
Aye.
Thought I'd heard the voice of Liam.
You thought right. He was here.
What was he looking for?
He's a strange one. He came wishing you joy.
He wished me joy.
You wouldn't think he would. He wished you joy and plenty on your wedding. And he's going away now to foreign places. It's the last we'll see of him, God help us. May the blessing of God go with him.
Did he say any more?
Did he say any more? Divil the word more. Just to turn on his heel as airy as you please and off with him.
He's gone for good. To think he's gone for good.
Gone he is.
Oh, Liam would never do such a thing as that.
Tis all no second, and no more to it.
She's no heart for it.
She'll have heart in time. Sure, what was I like when I first came here? With no one to say a good word for me. And haven't I coming into my own in spite of all?
That was a different story. You were wanting to be married. Sive has no wish for it.
It was no different. How was it different? With our divil screeching at me the length of the day, and a dirty brat of an orphan bawling in the corner.
Sive is young.
And wasn't I young?
I know, but...
Oh, both this, both that. I'm going out to the well for a bucket of water. You can eat, if you want it.
I'll shave if I'm to see the priest.
The water is there and ready for you.
I can eat a bit when I'm done.
What are you shaving for at this hour of the day? Is it Sunday we have or Monday?
Is it a sin to shave? Must I answer for everything?
Oh, you'll answer for enough in your own time.
What's this all of a sudden?
There is a curse of evil on this house. Your dead sister and my dead daughter will curse it from her grave.
Will you never stop pestering me?
We never had an ounce of luck in this house since that greasy bitch darkened its door.
You mean who?
I mean that hungry sow that sleeps with you. I mean that pauperized wretch you call a wife.
You never had a good word for her. She's my wife and she'll always be that. Man's wife will always be his wife. Let them both be what they will.
Far be it from me to spoil your home or put you fighting. But would you not give an ear to the words of your own mother, who suckled you when you were a tiny boy and watched over you like a hog, and kept the wind and rain from you? Will you not listen to the word of your own mother, who loves you like no one else ever did?
What ails you, mother? What ails my mother?
Sive, Mike. Sive. Oh, have you no love left for her? What are you doing to her at all?
It's for the best, mother. It's for the best.
It is for the best. That she married that little brownie of a man. Oh, you won't look at me in the face, Mike, and say it is for the best. Look at me in the face, my son.
Are you trying to drive nails into me? Do you want her to end up like her poor mother? Don't you know that Liam Scope has an eye for her?
Scob is a good boy. He will make a good husband for her. Oh, there is lies to you, Mike.
Did his cousin make a good husband for Sive's mother? Will you have another Scope do bad work?
That is the wrong thing to say, Olive. The wrong thing. Sive and Liam Scoop will not bear under temptation. There is a sweet thing to their love. Oh, shame to you, Mike.
Oh, will you forget so quick? Quick was Liam Scoop's cousin when he reneged your daughter. Quick was he after his days and nights of pleasure. Quick was my sister's death. Quick is death, mother. Quick is everything. Quick is marriage, and quick is love, and quick is youth. Quick is Sive's womanhood before we know it. We can't ask all things nice, mother. The nicest of things come quick. Likewise the worst of things. Quick is the best thought and thing a man ever had, and gone before he knows it. Sive is lucky. She marries young with nothing to bear. She's lucky a child and not a woman who would have been thinking of men.
How is it that men always find words to save themselves? Women have to pay for all happiness. That is our sorry shame.
Go easy, mother.
Go easy. When it is my own granddaughter that is for sale like an animal.
You might have no rest from me. Are you to be pricking and prodding always? I'm going to go shave in the stable. There'll be no nagging out there.
passed hour at the four sides of the house, watching and waiting to see if you were alone or if there was anybody here with you.
I'm alone now. Sure, I won't be for long. Mike is due in from the bog shortly. I don't know what's keeping him.
Well, it's a good thing you're alone and there's nobody around to hear or see.
There is a great air of trickery about you.
I seen the young girl Sive, that other one, heading into town early in the day.
Ah, off to buy clothes for the wedding they were. £50 daughter gave them to buy clothes and drink for the wedding.
Well, 'tis about the wedding again. Last night in the caravan we made a plan.
And what use is a plan now and the wedding tomorrow? Sure, the poor child is nearly out of her mind these last weeks.
Last night in the caravan we were boiling hair, the two of us, when who should arrive but Liam's school who's a notion for Sive. A fine graver by he is, and his heart broke over the love of the girl. He's not seen her this long time.
Oh, they keep her in the house all the time. There is always somebody to watch over her for fear she will go out.
Well, last night in the caravan, the three of us thought of a plan, and the plan is for the girl to steal out of the house tonight, and he'll be waiting for her at his place.
But they watch her every minute.
After she go to bed, who will watch her?
'Tis true. And there's a window to that room.
She will go in whatever clothes she be wearing. Psst. Did you hear the sound of a step?
No, 'tis nothing. And what else will he do?
Well, the young man will be waiting for her at his house, and we'll get them married as soon as possible.
Oh, it'll be a great suck-in for them all.
Daughter the farmer has no business with the young girl. If he have a mind for women, let him lay down with his own equals. He've no love for her. 'Tis only the flesh of her he do be doting over. The young man, he have a true heart for her, she have a true heart for him. What more?
Oh, God spare you to the road you travelled past for
it was
last
done
night's
well.
work.
It was done, Millen. God the master makes his own rewards.
And will they marry for sure in the morning?
What they will marry for sure. When Sive come back from the town, give her this. There's writing inside that'll tell her all. Now let no one see it, or they will rise to descent. This is the one chance we have.
No one will see, I promise. Oh, God will reward you for your goodness.
Sure, it's a small thing to do for my sins, and I have them in a plenty.
Maybe it would be best if you were to go now.
Oh no, there's more to go yet. When the women come back from the town, I will come again. Cartlon, my son, will come with me. We'll sing a song, Maria, and give our blessing to the wedding. They will think it all as well if we pretend to expect the marriage of daughter and the girl.
Go now, and God speed you.
I saw you coming past Bocock, and I was watching you around the house. Like a spy you were, peeping and ducking like a spy.
And now I've been to many a place in my travels, but this is the first time I've been called a spy.
What were you doing around the house then? Walking here and there and walking on your toes.
Oh, I was thinking of stealing a few eggs, I was. But then I changed my mind and said I'd go asking before I went stealing.
There's no one would refuse you an egg in this house.
Oh, sir, I know that for sure, but there's no fun in eating eggs unless they're stolen.
You're making up, I'm thinking. I don't know what it was that brought you here, but I'm sure it was nothing good.
Well, I've done you no harm, and if I'm not wanted, I'll go.
And I've done you no harm. And you are always welcome here, and you always will be. But come straight to the house from the road from now on, and there'll be a warmer welcome for you. No man likes to have his house watched.
God forbid I should ever make a watch on a man or a watch on a man's house. A man who spies upon another man or spies upon another man's woman is a very troubled man. Well, anyways, I bid you both good night, and God bless you.
God bless to you. What did he want, Mother? What was the tinker doing here?
Was the mother answer to her only son? It's a no respect for old people.
I've always tried to please you. I never gave lip. It's hard to be a good husband and a good son under the one roof.
We were happy and content here before she came into the house. Where is the love you used to have for Sive? You used to take her everywhere with you. You were better than a father to her. Where is the love and the promise that you gave to your sister?
Will you never stop pestering me? Didn't I tell you that a horse can't be led 2 roads at once? What was it that you were hiding from me when I came in? You expect me to be open and honest with you while you play trickery behind my back with a tinker.
I have nothing to hide from you.
There you are, telling me lies again.
Well, I'll tell you the truth if you promise on your word as my son to be secret.
I promise on my word as your son.
'Tis a letter from Liam's school to Sive. Sure, there's no harm in it. He's just saying goodbye in his own way. You know, the kind of notion that young people have, little foul dolls between them.
And what was Pat spoke up doing prowling in the yard?
Sure, he was afraid to give it to anyone else. Sure, if your wife or Thomasine Sean Rowe got hold of it, wouldn't they only set fire to it?
Are you sure there's nothing more in it?
And wouldn't I tell you if there was? And would I be such a fool as to show it to you if there was anything more in it?
Well, that's true, I suppose.
You know, Mike, I know that in your heart you are against this match. I know you do be thinking your own thoughts about it. About that little Roneen of a man and your sister's child who you love.
God, will you leave me alone? You'll have me set out of my mind between all of you.
Give her this letter yourself, Mike.
No.
She'll never get it, so they'd be watching for me to come out of my room, and they would see me giving it to her.
I can't, Mother.
Might be the last bit of comfort or consolation she'll have from this night to her grave.
God, why are you all at me?
Where is the love you used to have for Sive? Where is the love you had for me? What are you doing to her? Is there no heart in you at all?
Mother, I would do anything in my power.
Well then do this small thing I ask you. No one will know. And it might bring a bit of joy to your mother's heart and a small bit of joy to Sive.
Give me the letter.
Ah, God bless you, my son.
I'm doing wrong by Mina, but sure, what harm can it do if he's only saying goodbye?
And you won't open it.
Why? Why shouldn't I open it?
Ah, you know yourself, the little private things they have between them. Sure, if you opened it, she would only throw it back in your face and hate you more for it. Leave it sealed and give it to her. It's a keepsake that she might like after she be married.
You're very anxious I shouldn't read it.
Well, did I read it and I had it before you? You made a promise that you would give it. Now stick to your promise.
I'll stick to my promise.
And God will reward you. You're a good son at heart.
There was a great housekeeper lost in you. Oh, you have the gamees and the antics of a woman. The way you handle that brush.
You're in a fine fettle at the heel of the day.
What's the news by you?
News? So what news would I have, man that was in the depth of the bog all day footing turtle?
Are they back from town yet?
What would anyone be doing in town?
I wish you, Mike, will you not be playing mal the wag? So who's in town but herself and the girl? Didn't I see Sean Dora giving Mina £50 to buy finery for tomorrow's wedding?
God gave you great eyes.
Oh, he gave them to the right man. £50 a great big bundle of money for a bit of clothes.
It's given for Sive's clothes and it'll be spent on Sive's clothes.
Given for Sive's clothes. But we both know that Mina will have £40 out of the 50 for herself.
Oh, you have a great mind for the taking and putting with sums of money.
Yes, well, God gave me that too. What was that?
Nothing.
Since when did Mike Lavin put nothing in his pocket?
Well, if your mind is that curious, it's a letter. But it's none of your business or mine but his little.
Oh, until I have 100 sovereigns in my breast pocket, boy, I'll make business out of everything. Who's the letter for?
Sive.
Sive, is it? And who's it from?
Well, how should I know? Bocox the tinker dropped it in passing the way and keeping it for him.
And the letter is for Sive.
That's what I said, didn't I? Somebody wishing her well, I suppose, on the eve of her wedding.
And what will you do with the letter?
Well, I'll give it to her, of course. Sir, what else would I do with it?
It comes to me now and again about you.
Ah, what comes to you?
It comes to me that you're the biggest lump of a fool of an agent of a dull armoo in the 7 parishes. You shouldn't be trusted with a quenched match. How do you know what's in the letter? Wishing her well, how are you? If you ever get out of the bog and put a few days aside for journeying, there's an asylum for lunatics where you can put down a bit of time without doing yourself any harm.
It's only a letter.
Only a letter.
What harm could there be in a few words of writing?
Ah, my doughty God, Mike. So what would be in it only thoughts to disturb her young head the night before her marriage? Have you no knowledge of the way a woman do be the night before? Twisting and turning and not knowing whether she's doing right or wrong. A woman never knows from one minute to the next what way her mind is going to act. It is their affliction. It is the way they are made. You must make up your mind for them. You must whip them up and keep them going, or like a giddy heifer on the road to the fair. She let it screech out of her and cock her tail high in the air and make through the first gap in the hedge into some other man's land and be content there.
What signifies that?
Ah, little you know. Open the letter and read out the contents.
Isn't your letter?
Will you open the letter and not be tormenting me now?
It's a side letter and it's marked private, look, in red pencil.
If it was marked in green, white and yellow and sealed with the bishop's ring, it will have to be opened. Now open it and don't be making trouble for yourself.
Sure, what harm? Look, isn't she getting married tomorrow?
Will you open the letter or you'll drive me to Clondalkin with your own people, Louis?
Let her have the letter, 'tis private, look.
Read.
You read.
I had no time for schooling when I was a boy. Read it now and don't be making trouble for yourself.
Look, you read it, it's size letter.
Will you not be mocking me? So the letter is only like the print of a bird's claw in the snow to me. You read it or I'll take it the road down to Seamus Donald's.
All right, I'll read it. This goes against the grain by me.
No.
My dearest Sive, you may remember the last time I spoke to you when I met you coming from school. I have heard from Carthalon and...
Here, do say there who it's from.
Yours eternally, Keane.
Oh boys.
I have heard from Carthalon and Pat Bocock, the Tinker Poets, that you are getting married to Sean Dozier the farmer.
Would you say now it was private? Would you say now it shouldn't be read? Go on, man. Read out the contents of it.
Sive, my dearest Sive, I find it impossible to believe that you are marrying this wizened little man of your own accord. Do you remember the nights, the starry nights we spent together in the deep of the bog? There was the quiet and the peace of what we felt for each other. I loved you then, Sive. I love you now.
Oh, he did indeed. This scoundrel. Has he no love for the law of the land and the voice of the priest?
You hold your tongue and let me finish. You are certain to think here that I am beginning to wax poetic.
Wax? He's wax from head to heel. He'll never know a woman the way he's going about it. There's no wax in the catching of women. There's a catch in the house over until she's winded, and that's the time for words with a woman.
Do you want me to read the letter or will I leave it?
Now go on, blast you. No man for the word on paper.
So, I have made a decision with regard to you. I believe you are being forced into this marriage against your will. If that is the case, and I hope with all my heart that it is, I beg of you, Sive, to do as I say. Tonight, when they have all gone to bed, steal away quietly and come to my house. I will be waiting there for you. We will drive straight to the city and be married there the first day.
Oh, the juice of the roses. Oh, the blood of the grapes.
Remember, I will wait for you through the whole night.
Oh, the moon and the stars.
If you do not come, I will take it that you are content with your choice. If this be so, goodbye and God keep you safe. Yours eternally, Liam.
Oh, they had it well planned. Trying to steal the poor girl away in the middle of the night.
What are we going to do?
I don't know.
Here, what are you doing?
Name it, Burton. You don't know the trouble you might cause.
That's besides letter.
Will you hold your tongue, you bloody unshot? You don't know the trouble you might cause. There's the pony and car on the road, but they come, pretend nothing.
God direct me, but am I doing right by the girl at all?
In the honour of God, will you be one way or the other, will you? Will you? You're like an old hen, clucking and ducking and darting and not knowing where to turn. Straighten yourself out, man. Be your age for one time in your life. Oh, hey, they're in the yard. They have the car full. Cases of porter and God knows what.
Just a wonder when you didn't open the door, when you saw me coming with my hands full.
Where's Sive?
She's coming.
There's Sive.
You go out to the car and bring in the boxes. And don't be standing there with your hands hanging.
Good merriment, yo.
Good luck to everyone and bad luck to no one.
Hurry up and bring in the rest of the boxes. You will have a bite to eat now. There'll be sausages and rashers and sweet cake to follow.
I am not hungry. I think I'll go to bed instead. My head is on fire.
But you haven't put a bite inside of you all day. How do you think you'll feel if you don't eat?
I don't feel any desire for food. I'd like to lay down.
Sit down there.
You get a chance of bottle of porter after that?
Oh, should never did any harm.
Do you know what that stuff does to you? It'll have you puking and choking all night like a sick cat.
Would you like a drop of lemonade, Sive? Or maybe a supping of wine to warm you?
No. I've no mind for it.
You're not hungry. You're not thirsty. Is there anything you have a mind for?
No. Nothing. I'll go to bed now.
Well, the bed is made and ready for you. Maybe you'll feel like something to eat later on. Did you go out and untackle that pony? Do you want the poor animal to die at its feet?
Well,
Well, what?
is everything going right with the girl?
I told you, there is no need to worry about that side of it. Mind you, collect what is due to us in the morning.
With the ring is on the finger, I'll handle the money. And there's no fear Sean Dolan will part with the penny before his time.
Oh, you needn't tell me.
He gave you £50 to buy finery.
It was wanted.
Who could buy a shop for £50?
He gave me the money to do what I liked with it. I bought the best. If there's a couple of shillings left over, who's more entitled to it than me?
There was a letter from Scoop for Sive. He was for giving it to her.
The fool! Where's the letter now? Where is it?
Calm yourself, woman. Calm yourself. I took it from him and burned it.
Good night's work.
How is the old one?
I'm from the house all day. She never appeared yesterday or the day before.
Yeah, just as well.
There's company the road up. I saw him far down.
Who is that?
Dota.
Oh, long life.
Long life to us.
Sean Dota.
Sean Dota, the farmer.
You go easy with that. Do you remember the last time you drank porter? Do you remember the state of the room after you? You're like a pet bonnet, snuggling and suckling for all the good it's doing you. Would you ever come to the age of sense?
Listen, it might be wiser to give no drink to what is coming. If he had a fall on the road and gave over life, so wouldn't we be the laughing stock of the country in the morning?
He's in safekeeping here. Shh. He's down in the door. Come in, Letchy.
Mind your step, Sean, agree?
Ah, Sean. Did you sit up by the fire?
Oh, no fire for me, thank you, no fire.
Yes, you'll have the fire to your heart soon enough, you diggle you. Oh.
Oh, the joker.
Did you sit down, Sean? You must be a bundle of nerves and wait for the morning.
Oh, wish indeed now. I came to see is everything all right.
Ah, rest yourself, Sean. All is right.
Sive is resting in her room.
Oh, to be a rest is good.
The weather is holding up fine.
Oh, the rain is threatening this long time. When to fall heavy on taking. Sure it'll do no harm. If it rise to the broken.
I'll throw for you.
And there's talk of the milk rising.
Oh, no harm indeed to rise it. Sure, there's a great waste going into the feeding the cows. You see, ye are celebrating.
As well we might, being the night that it is.
Oh,
Would you try something yourself, Sean?
well,
Never poisoned a man yet?
well, I suppose.
No man should taste the tasted drink the night before his marriage.
That's true.
I'll get a nice glass of lemonade for you next shop.
Don't mind me. I'll sit here for myself.
Who's that?
Bo cock on it. Bloody son.
Come in, Lecho.
Come now, listen while I sing to the blessing that I bring to the bridegroom and his lovely bride so fair. May they dwell in wedded joy, may they ever hear the cry of you big bouncing baby every year.
Great word, great word. You're welcome to these parts. Will you drink porter?
Oh, we will indeed. I saw the boxes coming up the tar road and the porter bottles buck jumping inside of them. I'd go to the gates of hell and beyond for a bottle of porter if I was dry. That we may never want.
Will you sit yourselves down?
We'd sooner stand.
You know all here.
We do indeed.
You know Sean Joseph, who's to be married in the morning.
Well, we know the farmer.
What's the news from the country?
Oh, there's money making everywhere. The face of the country is changing. The small man with the one cow and the pig and the bit of bog is coming into his own. He's pulling himself up out of the muck and the dirt of the years, coming away from the dunghill and the smoky corner. The old shopkeeper is losing his stiffness. 'Tis only what I see of him. The farmer be the new lord of the land. What way will he rule? How will he hold up under the new riches? There'll be great changes everywhere. The servant boy is wearing the collar and the tie. The servant girl is powdering and painting and putting silkified stockings on her feet and wearing small frilly clothes under her dress. 'Tis only what I see on me travel. The servant will kick off the traces and he'll take to the high road. Money making will be aplenty. The likes of him will be the new lord of the land. God help the land.
You're full of dare to insult a decent, respectable man in my house.
Oh, 'tis only what I see in me travels. Eh, girl, 'tis only what I see in me travels.
Well, you can be travelling out of here. You cheeky.
Catlon, you're best. You're mighty best.
May his fleece consume his bed, and the mane jet on his head. A black man from the mountain shouting, "Wah!"
Oh, great word. You never lost it, Bobby Ward, you never lost it.
I'll be for the road. God knows I'll have an early start in the morning.
Will you wait a minute or two, Sean? I'll call Sive up from her room.
Oh, because I'll wait so.
Be dying to see you before you go.
Something to bring luck to you, maybe a handful of silver.
How soft you have it. Money for nothing, how are you?
You must be tired, John. I know it is the feeling of the night before marriage.
It'll be a rest for the poor man to marry.
Oh, a rest.
The young girl will be the death of you.
How dare you, tinker?
A squeeze out of a lively young girl and stop your heart, old man. Heart, Lord, your best, your almighty best.
May his hands lay clods and stones, may the east wind blight his bones. May Orton Wells waylay him by the score. Now I swear upon this verse, he'll be travelling soon by hearse, and we'll never see John Joseph anymore.
She's gone! Clothes under the quilt where she should be lying. She's after stealing away on us.
Take the hold of yourself, woman. What are you screeching about?
She's gone, I tell you. The window of the room is open.
Did she take any baggage with her?
No, not even a shoe for her feet.
Would she have stolen over to the old woman's room? Well,
No, nothing.
Where could she have gone at this hour without a shoe or a coat on her?
Well, there was something earlier and I coming up from the cross.
out with it. What?
Oh, well, I thought I saw the figure of a girl flashing across the bog where the cut way and the deep holes to be. I thought it might have been a shadow.
Why didn't you say so when you came?
Well, how would I know whether the eyesight was coming or going?
Damn well you knew, you dirty old poker. Damn well you knew.
I did not know. And what is it to me if half the parish walk across the bog in the middle of the night in their bare feet?
Oh my God. What if she fell into a hole? Go and find her, Mike. Hurry yourself.
I'll get a lantern from the stable.
I go with you.
I go along with you.
Oh no, Sean. Don't leave me here alone. One of you stay with me. I won't be left alone.
Shall he's open the door. I'm coming over the bog.
saw her running across the boat, one little frock against the cold of the night. She ran like the wind, she let cries out that wrench her heart. I tried calling after her, but she wouldn't stop. She took her own life. Poor tormented child.
Drowned? Dead?
You killed her! You killed her! You horrible filthy bitch! And the habit trees may strike you down where you stand. You heartless wretch that hunted a poor little girl to her grave. Go away! Go away! The building of your spirit and show your nearness. Go away, witch! Beautiful hair in her. Lovely silky white fur.
But the priest. I have to go get a priest. A holy ground. She has to be buried in holy ground. A priest. I have to go get a priest.
Go for the priest then. Go on, go.
I can't go for a priest by myself, man. It's bad luck. You know the old saying.
Come on. I just passed was just round. You go on the Tower Road then. You find company.
Oh, come all good men and true, a sad tale I'll tell to you. All the maiden fair who died this day, oh, they drowned the lovely Sive, she would not be a bride, and they laid her for to bury in the glade. Oh, come all good men and true, a sad tale I'll tell to you. All the maiden fair who died this day, oh, they murdered lovely Sive, she would not be a bride, and they laid her dead to bury in the clay. Oh, come all good men and true, a sad tale I'll tell to you. All the maiden fair who died this day, oh, they drowned the lovely Sive, she would not be a bride, and they laid her for to bury in the